The discus lariat.
The huge suplex.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to another live edition, our Money in the Bank edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere, coming to you live from the WWDBTV studios in Las Vegas. That is right. As always, we are here today, though, is a 2-hour special. 2 hours. Two.
Is that today?
Two. That's today, John. We are here. It's our old time, 9 a.m. Pacific to 11 a.m. because we got Money in the Bank to talk about, plus a plethora of other topics after that. Of course, joining me are my good friends, wrestling compadres, Chief on my right, Matt on the far end. We are here today to discuss wrestling with you. Thank you for watching on Facebook, YouTube, Roku. In a couple of days, download the mobile apps. If you have an Android, WWDBTV. If you have an iPhone product, WWDBTV LV. And of course, we want to hear from you live on the phone. We got our headsets. We're ready for you. We want to hear your predictions and favorite moments coming up shortly about Money in the Bank. Call us and let us know. 702-992-3207. Good morning, my friends. How are you guys doing? Mr. Matt, what's cooking in your world? Mr. Matt's neighborhood.
I'm good, just dealing with the crazies on Fremont Street. I got a pretty funny story this week, but
can't wait.
Yesterday was a super long day. I got to work at 6:45 a.m. and I left at like 12:15 a.m.
Why so long? People
worked both jobs, and then one of our night guy had to like leave early, take his cat to the vet.
Gotcha.
So it was a day.
The old cat to the vet excuse, huh?
I need to use that today.
Were you managing at the restaurant this week?
No, I was just helping the manager.
Just shellacking.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right on. Mr. Chiefy,
how
are you, sir?
I'm good.
All right?
Yeah. What's a rope discus lariat? Can you tell me?
I don't know. It sounds old as fuck. You should know.
I never heard of it. Rope discus lariat.
Boy, we beat the under this week. That's for sure. Isn't that the move that Natalia does where she does the whirlwind kind of thing and then turns around with the clothesline/lariat? Is that the rope-a-dope where you kind of, or is that a whirlwind? I don't know.
I don't know.
Can we replay the beginning?
I'm asking you guys. I don't know what it is.
Really?
I mean, I know who had the best lariat in the business.
Stan the Man?
Absolutely.
See that?
Ain't no doubt.
Monty Montana.
Stan the Man Hansen.
He's in JBL. That's not a bad one either.
Nah.
Coming down the pipe, generationally.
Current today?
Yes.
Probably, what's his name over at AEW?
Good old what's his face?
Yeah, that's it.
He signs with a lot of companies, that guy.
You know, the cowboy.
Oh, Hangman.
Yeah, Hangman.
Gotcha. Well,
he's probably got the best in the business today, I would say. Could
be all that rope in practice, getting that arm strength maybe. I don't know. To be able to deliver that for him. I'll get hate mail now from Texans, but it's got to be something because you mentioned Hangman. He's from Texas, right?
I believe so.
But he's from Virginia.
Well, it's close to Texas. What part of Virginia is he from? Do you know?
Yeah.
What part?
I'm not telling.
Is he near my daughter in Norfolk?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
He's down south.
Okay. Southern part?
Southern part. Close to Tennessee border.
Really? He's that far south in Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He's down in James Madison College country.
Gotcha. James Madison.
Do you know where that's at?
It's somewhere in Virginia.
Yeah.
Southwest part of the state.
Southern part.
All right. We hope you all had a great week. By the way, before I forget, on behalf of my dear friends here, July 4th week is coming up this week on Tuesday. Is that right? July 4th is Tuesday. Whatever you decide to do, please be safe so that we have you back here to watch with us next week. You start the day with 10 fingers and 10 toes. Please make sure you end the day with 10 fingers and 10 toes if you decide to play with any of the celebratory firecracker works things. So please be safe.
So no, this is going to be the last week and somebody does have 10 fingers.
Can I?
Oh, what happens on Fremont Street?
Can I add on to that?
Sure.
And folks, realize too that families have animals, and the animals, some of them could have a tendency to get scared. So be courteous to your neighbors, and
that's going over deaf ears.
Pardon? Falling over deaf ears, is that what you're saying? Yeah, you're probably
But you're right. We're doing our public service
in
part.
society today, you're right. I don't disagree with you. But I mean, I know Liz and I have an animal, and our neighbors try to be courteous.
Yeah, sure.
And that's all I'm asking.
I told John it's a little warm up here under the lights. So what does he do? He stands up 50 feet away from us with a little fan.
I thought he just farted and was sending it our way.
Anyway, now that he's walked away from the board,
now we can really talk.
We can't start story time because he's not there to push the intro.
Story time today.
We're not? Okay. Ralph Nader is 702-992-3207.
Want to do it now?
Let's do it now. Chief.
Story time with Matt.
And now here is your storytelling host, Matt Mullen, the Mr. Rogers of the Fremont Street neighborhood. Take it away, Matt. What's happening in the neighborhood?
So I got a short story and a decent story this week.
All right.
The short story is I was walking through the courtyard and one of the girls from the race car place was like, "Hey, come here, I got to show you something. So I go into the place and she's like, somebody made a TikTok threatening you. And I was like, what? And remember a couple weeks ago I said the Jeffrey Dahmer looking guy bit me?
Yeah.
Right, yes.
And tried to fight me?
Yeah.
Somebody made a video with him and he's like, some security guard messed with me and I swear to God on my life I'm gonna kill him. And I was like, yes. I went searching yesterday. Couldn't find him. But whatever happens, that kind of proves whatever he's trying to do is premeditated.
Mm-hmm.
So when I find him, there's going to be an epic story time with Matt after that one.
Can Chief and I come down and broadcast it, do the play-by-play on it?
Hell yeah. And then
we'll even do
last
lives.
night, there was some guy who was running from us, and he goes to the bus stop. And then he's sitting there just talking all this crap. He's like, punch me. And I was like, why the hell is somebody punching? Then you're going to run to the cops. You're a bitch. And then we ended up calling Metro, and he's like, I don't talk to the cops, blah, 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 blah. Metro was like, get up. And then he tried fighting with the cops, and it ended hysterically for us.
Didn't end in his favor, huh?
No.
A 3 count?
It was like a 20 count.
20 count? Yes. I like
Were the little birdies flying around his head when he woke up after getting knocked out or whatever, like they do in the cartoons? Jeez. Well, I can only wait. Listen, next week, I'll have to watch the show on playback because I'll be out of town next week. But after the July 4th weekend, I can imagine we could probably do a whole show on stories next week.
You're not going to be here next week?
No, sir. I'm leaving Friday for vacation.
Oh, should we tell them The Rock's coming on next week?
Yeah, that's fine. It's only 2.5 hours from Havasu, boys. Just remember that. But, yeah, listen, you should probably have a plethora of stories. Sorry, John.
Let me freaking text Kevin.
Anyway. I can imagine you'll have a lot of stories from the July 4th week.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. All right. Before we get into talking about Money in the Bank, we have a couple of rumors we just want to chat about. And then we'll get into some stuff about Money in the Bank. We'll mix it up with some of our other news and notes. So rumor is Gable Steveson is picking things up quickly at the Performance Center. Of course, nobody's defining what quickly means. But if things are progressing the way that they are, because things didn't start out very good for Gable at the beginning, right?
No.
I mean, he was very slow catching on. What do we see for this guy in the future? Do we see him maybe sometime? I don't think we see him this year, but maybe sometime next year, possibly?
I think next year he definitely shows up in NXT, probably be there for a year before he moves to the main roster.
So maybe
when they say quickly, I want to know if they mean Kurt Angle quickly
right.
or the rest of the world quickly.
Exactly. It was interesting because this past week on WWE Treasures, they did the Kurt Angle stuff. And it was mentioned about how quickly Kurt did pick it up and the charisma and everything because of his amateur background. Moving around made it a lot easier. You would think and hope that some of that would transition as a amateur wrestler for him, as it did with all the other Shelton Benjamin, Brock, Kurt, and everybody else. So maybe a 2025 visual on the main roster sometime.
I see it.
Yeah, that's a good target type. You have any thoughts on Mr. Steveson there, Chief?
The interesting thing is The fellow went 18-0 as a senior for his third straight undefeated season in college. Okay, he won the Danny Hodge Trophy.
Right.
So that tells me he was, if not the best, one of the best in the country as a collegiate wrestler. I don't, and he wrestled as a freestyle wrestler.
Right.
So he basically knows the basic wrestling moves.
Yeah.
When they talk about him having trouble, is it the catch can style of wrestling that he's having
what
trouble
type?
with?
Yeah.
Well, there's an easy way to fix that. That's called bring Kurt Angle in, let Kurt Angle work with him, and speed the process up for him to get where he needs to.
Sure. And you already have a Shelton Benjamin on the roster that can help, right? And Brock Lesnar even, if you were to want to help.
I forgot about Shelton.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Certainly Shelton.
Absolutely.
Charlie Haas also, he worked well with the True American faction there as well. All right, interesting stuff. We'll see what happens for Gable down the line.
So I just wanted to throw that
No, that's
out
great.
there.
No, absolutely. So he has the basis. It's just a matter of where they're going to see his ability to actually perform. All right, this will give us a nice segue into our discussion of Money in the Bank coming up later today. Rumor is there is no plans currently for Drew McIntyre to be part of Money in the Bank, unless, of course, it's a secret held very close to the vest. Chief, what's your thoughts on Drew?
My kind of story.
That's right.
My kind of story.
Surprises.
Hell yeah. The wrestling fans just got to wait and see what happens.
Do you want to see him at Money in the Bank?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Where would you like to see him return, in the match itself for the case, or somewhere interfering in a match that'll create a storyline?
I'd just like to see him walk out in front of the crowd.
Okay.
And if something happens, maybe there'll be a storyline come of it.
Okay.
Maybe somebody, well, unfortunately, it won't be carrying an AJ because they've already got a match. So who could
and does he come back possibly as a heel? That was also talked about. After his frustrations of not winning, maybe he joined Sheamus.
Well,
even his name came up in the Bloodline weeks ago.
What if Drew walks out and all of a sudden, he turns as a heel, comes out to the fans and, gets on the mic, you don't know what you're talking about, F you or whatever.
Right.
But then all of a sudden you hear Randy Orton's music.
It's another name. Yes.
Then you might have a little tete-a-tete, so to speak, with Mr. Orton and Mr. McIntyre. That would be something good that the fans, we can talk about it here, it's speculate, but that would be awesome to see something like that come out on a card.
Right.
And you take notice. I didn't didn't mention Brock Lesnar. Okay. So he's out of my picture. I'd like to see McIntyre and Orton.
Okay. I agree with that. Matt, how about you?
As much as LA Knight is over, what if he's on the top of the ladder about to grab the thing and then Drew McIntyre comes out and costs LA Knight money in the bank? That'd be a hell of a way to turn him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what?
Good morning, Jacob. Jacob, our followers, he's picking LA Knight to win.
Did you guys see SmackDown last night?
Bits and pieces.
Highlights.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm rooting for the boy. You know that. But as I said to Scott last night when I was chatting with him, let's not rule Butch out. Butch won the match last night between him and LA.
He got beat up, right?
And the LWO gentleman, Santo Escobar.
Right.
See, Chiefs
very good.
Rolling.
Very good.
But could Butch win it in front of his home crowd?
No.
I think it'd be
him and Santos has the same spot in the match.
Right.
They're there to take bumps.
Yeah. I mean, I see them doing a lot of their high fly, flippy shit on and off ladders and breaking ladders and all that. But I think
talk to me.
We got LA Knight, Damian Priest, Logan Paul are the three front runners that everybody's talking about as potential winners.
Yeah.
Okay. Of the three of them, I think LA Knight should be the first consideration, then Damian, and then I hate to say it, but if Logan Paul's even being considered, should be number 3 in that order.
As I heard on our other favorite show this morning.
Yes.
If they don't put LA Knight over the way that crowd last night was on the show at SmackDown, there will be a riot at that
At the
event
tonight.
today.
See, I would like to see Drew come. If Drew does appear tonight, he still needs that comeuppance reaction for all that he did when he won the title from Brock in the pandemic era and never really got that moment in front of 100,000 fans or whatever it is.
He's due.
He's
due in front of his home crowd.
And I would like him to see him come out to get that before any shenanigans happen where they may turn him, get involved. I want him to come out to a crowd, applauding his efforts for that, for all he's done since he's been back.
Is Sheamus wrestling?
No.
I'm going to give you an interesting thought just come across.
Okay.
What if McIntyre and Sheamus come out and they interfere in the Usos and the Bloodline match? And they come in and they help the Usos and they beat the shit out of Roman Reigns. How about that one?
That would be interesting. And another tag team to go against KO and Sami Zayn. They've got to build some tag teams to keep going after them. So
what about Seth versus Finn Balor? And right when Seth is about to hit the stomp, he catches a Claymore out of nowhere.
He is such a wild
And Drew
card.
McIntyre just holds the belt up and be like, I'm coming for what's mine or something.
He is such a wild card for today's show. Right?
Can I ask the question?
Sure. Before we go to break, go ahead. Yes, sir.
What is going to be the main event match for Money in the Bank?
What did I write here?
Oh, there it is. There it is. All right, we'll talk about it
that's
when
a great
we come
question
back.
because everybody can think about that coming back. What do you want to see as the main event tonight? A lot of great opportunities. You're watching. Thoughts count anywhere. We'll be right back.
Infinite Wellness, a woman-owned family clinic in the heart of Las Vegas, specializing in regenerative medicine. Our stem cell and exome therapies have helped patients avoid surgery, repair joint tears, improve CTE symptoms, become pain-free, and continue activities they have grown to love. Whether you need to begin your health journey, stay at your peak, break through a barrier, repair your body, turn back the signs of aging, or boost your beauty, Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and reach your potential.
With our award-winning patented Ultimate 3-in-1, packed wrinkle-free in our innovative garment bag, generous duffel, and all-purpose day pack for incredible versatility. Experience easy wrinkle-free packing with quick access to travel essentials. Exclusively ours, an extension pocket for longer items or additional storage. Avoid check-in fees and lost luggage with our patented wraparound garment bag and duffel for a single carry-on. Easily hang the garment bag at your destination and use our duffel as a pop-up drawer. Back at home, the duffel and garment bag fold neatly into the day pack for compact storage. Travel smarter and simpler with Ultimate Luggage.
All right, welcome back. Thank you to, what was that, Ultimate Luxury and Travel. I love that. 3 pieces that roll right. Did you know rolling up clothes in a suitcase, now I read this from a flight attendant, protects your clothes from getting wrinkled. Who would think rolling up clothes would protect you? And now I pack that way all the time.
How do you think we were taught in boot camp how to fold?
How do you think you get everything into one of those fucking duffel bags, dude?
Well, listen.
Everything you fucking own. Boots, shoes.
Why do you roll up
everything.
boots? You can't roll up boots.
The fuck you can't.
But I never, I just.
Need a drill sergeant yelling in your ear enough to figure it out.
I guess so. I guess
Either
so.
that or it'll be where the sun don't
That's
shine.
right. Oh, it'll be packed, but somewhere you don't want it. Anyway, thank everybody for coming back. We already have a thought in here for the main event. Our good friend Ronald, he says he thinks the Usos and the Bloodline will be the main event tonight. So let's talk about that before we start making some predictions,
The
guys.
Usos and the Bloodline.
Yeah,
No.
Roman and Solo versus the Usos. And, of course, the other one, which I think makes more sense from a stature standpoint, Seth Rollins and Finn Balor should be the other considered. It's a championship. No other belt is on the line in terms of championships other than That one, obviously, Roman's
tag
title.
team belts are.
But I'm talking about this.
Intercontinental.
But I'm talking about this. Yeah,
You
it was
said belts.
I did. You're right.
Tag
You're right.
team belts.
Yep, you're right. You're right.
But the tag team belts should be the first match because nobody cares about it.
Is Kevin okay? Because he seemed to have gotten hurt last night with his leg. They're not sure.
He's a grown man.
He'll be fine.
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
Well,
Put some dirt on it.
Exactly.
Rub some dirt on it, exactly. Nobody does that anymore.
Puts-
But as far as a heavyweight belt, it's not the Universal belt, it's not Roman's belt. The World Heavyweight Champion that Seth has, I think, needs shine.
It needs some elevation.
Correct, and I think being in that main event spot will help that.
You like that elevation?
I like that.
That was pretty good.
That's 4.
That's
Take a few minutes off so you don't hurt yourself.
that was a zinger.
That was. So anyway, my vote. Okay, Ronald says co-main event. To me, I think
No. Wrong.
Thank you for playing.
Wrong.
I think the Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, just because of the belt, the World Championship belt, and with the prominence that it came out with and everything, I think that should be the main event. I think the Bloodline story should be the one before that, but I don't want to hear co-main event. I hate that stuff.
You talk about Mr. McIntyre.
Yes.
For what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me give you a perspective.
Okay.
You got Mr. McIntyre. You got Mr. Sheamus. You got Mr. Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
And other gentlemen and lady wrestlers that are in that tier.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in my opinion right now, the 2 names that are at the forefront
Mm-hmm.
is Randy Orton, who's
Mhm.
just coming back from injury, and Seth Rollins. And as somebody said sometime during the week, you could give either one of them a broomstick and they could make it into a main event wrestling
Mhm,
match.
mhm.
Okay. Seth and
Randy.
take my money.
Mm-hmm. How about
Okay.
Seth and Drew?
Take my money.
Okay.
And I think today you're going to see another one.
Who? Bray?
No.
Bray Wyatt?
No.
Who else?
God.
Want a little water?
Seth and the Demon. They're going to have a hell of a match.
Okay.
And that
But he's
is,
not coming out as a demon, right? He's coming out as Finn Balor.
you don't know.
Well, it's been billed as Finn Balor. There has been no
Yeah,
indication, but it would be interesting.
But 3 weeks.
Yes.
But 3 weeks ago,
Yep.
he brought it up. Is it going to be the current Finn
Version of
Balor,
Finn Balor,
or is it going to be the Demon? I think we're going to see the Demon,
Interesting.
and I think it's going to be the main event.
Okay. Matt,
That's
your
my
thoughts?
vote.
I think we're getting the regular Finn Balor because
Do you?
regular Finn Balor wants revenge for the last 7 years
With the Universal title, right?
for the Universal title.
Mhm.
But if Roman Reigns is on the card, he's pretty much the main event.
Okay.
And that's got like the biggest storyline going into it over the last over a year now.
Jacob, thanks for
Yep.
thanks for chiming in on that. I appreciate it.
702-992-3207. If you're listening to us on the mobile apps, please give us a call with your thoughts on Money in the Bank. And also something else to think about. What has been your favorite Money in the Bank cash-in moment, men or women? Doesn't matter. Just give us your thoughts on that. Call us, put it in the chat room. If you're watching us on YouTube, put your comments out there too. John can pick it up and show it to us on screen so we can communicate with you all on YouTube as well. All right.
So Jacob's picking the Usos and Reigns and Solo as the main event.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, men's Money in the Bank ladder match, first match, so that the winner keeps everybody on their toes throughout the show to see if the person's going to cash in on the Rollins
No.
Balor match,
No.
the Intercontinental match.
No.
Okay, so
No.
what match do you think would go on first then?
Tag team, the women's tag team match. Get
Okay.
it out of the way.
Okay,
Women's Money in the Bank.
okay.
Okay. What do you think?
I actually think the women's ladder, the ladder match is going to go first.
The women's.
Yeah, and then I think Shayna.
They actually announced the first match somewhere. I just didn't read it.
Did they?
Oh, okay.
Hey, does anybody know who the first match is going to be
I'll
at
look it
Money
up.
in the Bank? Where's our buddy James? Mr. James, help us out.
Where's Thomas? Our historian. He should be on it for
Thomas
us.
is working.
Jeez. So does that mean we've officially fired him?
He's working. He's working in aisle 7.
It's 7.
Dodging.
Yes, John.
Dodging frozen turkeys.
Slaves can't be fired. They have to be sold.
Oh, so we sold Thomas. Wait a minute. We sold Thomas for Ronald. Is that a sell? Is that a swap? Anyway.
You can trade, yeah.
Okay, so we bartered. All right, let's we have a couple of minutes. We have Chiefs rant coming up at the bottom of the hour. So let's get a prediction in. Let us handle let's talk about the women's tag match. First official match, first official predictions. But first, do you want to do that now before you do the rant?
Yes.
But first, our comments sponsored by this.
Hey, this is the Chief on August 26th and 27th at Sam's Town. Sports cards, toys, and collectibles show put on by Mr. Scott Hosey of Power Play Sports and Collectibles. Mm-hmm. Sam's Town Hotel and Casino. Unfortunately, I don't have the time, but normally it's 10 to 5, I believe, or 10 to 4. I'll verify that.
I'm sure it's on the website, right?
And get to you, it is. And get to you next week on that one. But anyway, come on out. Sam's Town Live.
We'll be there.
Sam's Town Hotel Casino, August 26th, 27th. Come on out. We're going to be there. Thoughts count anywhere. Our engineer, Mr. John, will be with us. Come on out. I'll sign autographs and give you a free DVD of my exercise program. That's worth minus $2.99.
He'll pay you.
But seriously, come on out, folks. It'll be a good time.
Absolutely. Has been. There are some names that are being looked at until I get confirmation.
I can't confirm.
But I know who some of them are.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely put that on your calendar. All right. So let's talk about the first Money in the Bank match. Let's talk about the Ladies Tag Team Championship. Rousey Baszler takes on Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. I think it was exciting that Liv Morgan came back last week. The eye-to-eye thing with the shoes, like we talked about with Baszler, I thought was very critical.
That was awesome, man. Her
and
heels
she
were
actually
like
was.
this.
She actually was like a little taller than Baszler in those things.
Yes,
but
she
it
was.
brought her eye-to-eye time. I thought that was a very powerful visual. What do we got? Who's saying what here? What does it say? This is the money man. Oh, Ted DiBiase. I'm prancing around in my underwear doing the tomahawk chop, paying homage to the Chief. And who I can't see the name. Who's that?
Rat Claw.
Rat Claw. And that's coming in from YouTube, I believe. Correct, John?
That's my buddy.
Right on. All right, Rat Claw. Thank you. I now can't get that vision out of my head. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he'll be banned.
Anyway, all right. Women's tag team. Give us some thoughts before we make our predictions.
I hope Liv Morgan and Raquel get their belts back.
Okay.
I like Rhonda, but her on the mic is horrible. Shane ain't good on the microphone. They're good wrestlers, but I just like Liv Morgan. Okay. Raquel Rodriguez is pretty freaking useless herself. Her whole gimmick is she has a back.
Let me throw this out.
Okay. So you're picking Morgan and Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, he's trying to put the digs in already. All Gonzalez has got a back. Well,
what else does she got?
If you look at Liv,
besides flexing her back,
if you look at
name
Liv
one
Morgan,
thing.
Look at Liv Morgan. She's about 4'1", so she's pretty damn short. So somebody's got to carry her ass.
No, she's 4'1",
and Raquel Gonzalez is the person to do it. Anyway,
Raquel Rodriguez carries Liv Morgan's bags. Remember that.
Really. You know what? You need to get some fucking sleep at night because you're just bitchy today.
I like that. I like this man actually.
Anyway, why would you
trying to think of something to say good about Raquel Rodriguez?
Why would you put the belts on Rousey and Baszler? And I don't disagree with you.
There's nobody else to put them on.
But then you take them right off of them.
Could they have been a placeholder while Liv was injured?
Well, hold on. Let me finish my thought.
I'm sorry.
If that's the reason, that's bad writing.
Okay,
on WWE's part. You don't put the belt on somebody for 2 months and then take it right off of them. That doesn't make for good storylines. Now, I don't disagree with you. Liv and Raquel did not lose the belts. Okay. So they're due the match.
Mhm.
All right. Do they win it right now? I don't know. Because of what I said. I don't think it's right that you, even though, and I agree with you, man, Rousey's one of the worst on the mic. But why do you put the belts on him and then take them right off of him?
We've seen placeholder titles before.
I know, explain the last 20 years of WWE.
I hear what
I
you're saying.
agree.
It wouldn't be a precedent, I guess is my point. But you're right. You're right.
Just my thought.
It wouldn't be fair
so
if Liv Morgan was not on TV for the last 6 months every week.
So I'm going
and Ronda Rousey is not the next Bruno Sammartino.
I'm going with Rousey
to retain.
To retain.
Yes, sir. All right.
And Ronda Rousey needs to be the next Bruno Sammartino and have the belt for 7 years.
So.
All right, I'm actually going to side with Chief.
I don't know what you're talking about. You laughing at yourself?
So, Ronald, I know you're keeping score out there. So, Chief and I are taking Rousey and Baszler to retain. Matt has Liv and Rodriguez to win back their belts. All right, we're at the bottom of the hour, which means only one thing. It is now time for the Chiefs rant. Whoop, whoop.
General quarters, all hands man your battle stations. Set material conditions Zebra throughout the ship. Make Zebra report to DC Central.
Because the chief says so. That says enough. Hey, anyway, good morning, folks. The chief here. My 3 minutes of fame is now 2:58. Anyway, here's what I want to talk about. I want to heighten my awareness today. I got two names written down here. One I care about coming back, the other one I don't. Are we going to see Randy Orton at Money in the Bank today? I hope so. What capacity? Who knows? The other name I've heard possibly coming back today is Brock Lesnar. He's going to come in and we're going to have another tete-a-tete with him and Cody Rhodes.
That's twice with the tete-a-tete.
At SummerSlam, supposedly. Well, you know what? Who cares? I don't care personally. Okay, in my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. I don't want to see another Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes match. Okay? If they were going to do it, they should have done it by now, and they should have finished the storyline. Okay, Cody's moving on today. He's in there with Dominic Mysterio. I hope he puts the little twerp in his place. And that's on that. But getting back to the other guy, Mr. Randy Orton. So glad he's coming back. Hopefully he's good and healthy. Doctors have have released him that he can get back in the ring. As I said earlier, I hope to see Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. I think that'd be a hell of a match. Take my money, as Matt says. Okay? Take my money. Randy Orton, Seth Rollins. There's another good one. Take my money on that. Do they hold off on Randy and bring Randy back at Madison Square Garden next Friday?
That'd be good.
That's the Mecca of wrestling. It doesn't get any better than that. There's certain wrestlers that need their just due. Drew's one of them. Randy's one of them. Seth Rollins is one of them. As one of our illustrious guests who's been on here and who's normally in our chat room, Miss Brandy, I'm going to steal one of her catchphrases that she uses on Goldberg. Mr. Brock Lesnar needs to go to pasture. That's the Chiefs rant today, over and out.
All right, there you have it. As only Chief can say it. All right, good job.
I hope I did justice.
I hope so. I'm sure you did. All right, let's go into our next match for Money in the Bank. On this run sheet, we're going to talk about the Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther takes on Matt Riddle. Now, Riddle's been getting hammered every week on TV, which sometimes the trend is the guy who's getting his ass kicked on TV usually comes away with the win on the pay-per-view. However, until they solidify what's going on with Roman and his storyline, I think Gunther is probably someone that at some point will face Roman for the title. Do you guys, his title, not the Intercontinental title? Do you guys?
I definitely see that.
This is the championship. This is for the belt today, right? The Intercontinental. You see, here's my take. Gunther can wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Riddle can wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a hell of a wrestling match.
Steal the show kind of potential?
It could.
Okay.
It could, because they're both wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
wrestling show?
They're up and coming wrestlers.
Right.
Okay.
Could Orton come out and help Riddle?
You know what? I don't see that. If Orton comes out during this match,
okay,
I think he's going to make a turn on Riddle.
Okay, which had been long anticipated when they were tag teaming for a long time.
Yeah.
Only their tag team was so popular that they didn't do it.
Yes.
Matt, your thoughts on this match?
I think Gunther's to the point you're gonna have to put like a big person against him or somebody that needs like a huge push to beat him.
Omos?
Oh God.
Go ahead.
But I don't think Riddle's gonna beat him tonight. Gunther's gonna retain.
Okay.
But I want to see. I think it's gonna be a banger of a match. But I was trying to think of who could beat Gunther.
What about Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, him too.
To do what? Go up against Gunther?
Uh-huh.
I think that would be a great match.
And beat Gunther. And then Gunther goes up, finally gets to the next level.
Reports this week talking about Lashley are possibly him finally engaging with Bray Wyatt if he comes back soon, as people are reporting. Which then, if that's the case, does Lashley have the belt around his waist as the Intercontinental Champion, then going against Bray Wyatt? It's amazing how dominoes.
Isn't it the dynamics that are coming out of here right now?
So you're picking who for this match? I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Gunther.
Oh
okay.
yeah, definitely.
And I'm going to complete the hat trick. I think it will be a hell of a match. I don't think I can ever think of a match that Gunther's had that was really ever bad. I mean, look what he did against Sheamus and McIntyre. A couple of pay-per-views ago. I mean, that was just a crazy
WrestleMania.
match.
Let me throw another one.
Okay.
What about Gunther and McIntyre?
I think that would be a great match also.
Seen it.
A trajectory style match for Gunther potentially, and one that gets Drew back into the title mix for sure.
Fold.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Cody Rhodes taking on Dominic Mysterio. We saw Mammy DDT Dominic by accident after having some powder in her eyes over the weekend at a live event. So what do we see here with this? We know it's not going to be clean.
This ain't even a prediction. This is a spoiler.
Go for it, man.
Cody Rhodes is going to get real close to winning. Brock Lesnar comes out, costs him the match. Dominic Mysterio is going to be like, I beat Cody Rhodes all by myself.
That's right. DQ, obviously. So you think?
No, I think he's going to something's going to happen where Rhea distracts the referee. Brock Lesnar F5s him, does some crazy stuff.
Okay.
And Dominic Mysterio will get the 1, 2, 3 on Cody Rhodes.
Okay. So Dominic gets the win with an asterisk, so to speak. Chief?
I like that thought. I'm going with Cody.
Okay.
You got to go with Cody. Because I think if Brock comes out, I think you're going to see Ray come out.
That's an interesting thought. I just think for the momentum, although it could go either way. If Cody wins, the momentum potentially against Brock for number 3, that'll be the blow-off match, hopefully, will continue. But if he comes along in the scenario that you brought up, Matt, we'll also continue the storyline about how Brock's getting in the way of Cody of getting the belt and the championship and all of that. So I'm actually at a truly 50-50 split on this. I really don't know which way to go because of both scenarios. However, I'm liking the idea of Brock coming out and getting involved and costing the match. So I'm gonna pick Dominic with the asterisk next to it because I think that's
more heat. That would give you even more heat if he was to come out and be like, I beat Cody by myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Even with
for him. Yeah, absolutely.
How many people really want to see Brock Lesnar come back?
I don't know. How many people dislike Cody enough to want him to come back?
How many people want to see Brock come back? Pipe in.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Pipe in, please.
Yay or nay on Brock Lesnar? Do you want to see him at Money in the Bank?
Or is he ready to go to pasture?
You can talk all the shit about Lesnar you want, but he draws ratings. And
I'm
until
not
he doesn't draw ratings,
I'm not talking shit. I just asked an honest question.
Oh, I know.
I'm not talking shit.
All right, before we go to break, I want to jump up here to a couple of pieces of WWE report. We'll go to break, and then we'll touch on the some of the other Money in the Bank matches.
Where are we at?
Of course, thoughts and prayers go out to the WWE world and the family of Drozdov. He passed away yesterday at the age of 54.
54.
I'm sure many people out there, just about everybody, might remember his story.
Yep.
You know, came out, had the injury, was paralyzed. You know, he was known as Puke.
Yeah.
You know, while he wrestled. A sad story because of what happened, but yet he doesn't blame anybody, didn't blame anything. It's just a card. That's the way he at least was publicly, where this is what happened, you know, it's part of life, etc. So, you know, our thoughts and prayers go out to Joe. I wish, it's, you know, going back, hindsight's always 20/20, but I wish obviously he didn't have the injury so that this way we could have seen what really a full-blown career could have been.
LA Knight is winning Money in the Bank tonight.
And cashes
in tonight against Roman.
And Reynolds says Brock should go to pasture. Thoughts on Droz?
Like when he was like an active talent, he was like real good. I was like curious to see how like he would end up.
Mm-hmm.
But after that match with D'Lo and like that botched power, it wasn't even like a real botched power bomb.
Right.
But the move that paralyzed him.
Yeah.
D'Lo said him and Droz were like still friends.
Oh yeah.
And they watched that match like 100 times together, trying to figure out how it happened, and they still have no idea.
Right.
But
you could still do everything 100% correct and still come away with an injury. I mean,
but even then, being like paralyzed and everything he went through, he kept like a positive attitude and tried to help as many people as he could still. And
yep,
he may have lived a challenging life for a while, but he lived a good life.
Absolutely. And he was part of WWE, which only a handful of people walking the earth can say that.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that on his resume. Bayley says that she's been begging Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks, to return to WWE, and she's pleading with her every day. Do we want to see Sasha Banks come back at this point?
Hell yes.
Yeah. As Sasha or Mercedes? Come back under the new name? Chief, your thoughts on Sasha? Mercedes?
I could see her coming back and cutting a promo and be like, Sasha's dead.
Okay.
Now I'm Mercedes or something to that effect.
Kind of like turning the page on Sasha and moving forward with the new idea. I like that idea. I like that.
I think the women's division's been doing quite well since she's been gone.
Okay.
So do we really need to see her back? And does she really want to come back into the ring?
Mm-hmm.
Or does she want to stay with her Uncle Snoop? And I'll leave it at that.
Ronald is saying no. He does not want to see her come back. What is that one from Rat Claw up there? I cannot see that one there. Mr. John, what does that one say? Don't hate the money man. Okay. Oh, that's Brock.
Dancing around in his underwear.
Yeah, the guy dancing around in his underwear, yeah. But he's talking about Brock Lesnar. All right, last one before we go to break. Rumors have come out that creative, especially Triple H, is trying to, quote unquote, protect storylines and creative to keep Vince McMahon out. Because obviously the changes he made to Raw last week were not favorable in the eyes of Triple H, and things he changed with Seth Rollins in the opening of Raw last week, not this past Monday. Yeah, it was past Monday, etc. Unless the guy from Endeavor gets rid of Vince, is there a way to protect storylines from Vince and keep him away? I mean, he owns the company theoretically, still the wrestling side, on paper at
You
least.
can't even get rid of Vince because he's smart on his contract and said there's literally a clause in his contract that says he will be the CEO and president of WWE until the day he dies.
Here's my thought.
So that's how you get rid of it.
Here's my thought.
This is Vegas, baby.
If I think there's going to come a point in time, fellas, that Vince and Hunter, there's going to be a split down the middle of the road.
Okay.
And Hunter's going to step away just like Stephanie did. And Hunter's going to say, I've had enough.
Okay.
And that'll be it. And
Timetable, do you think that might happen? A couple of years?
Who the hell knows?
What's Vince is what, 77, 78, something like that? Upper 70s, mid to upper?
You know, who knows? And I'm being honest.
Sure. No, of course.
You know, I think we saw when Vince was away for that little while, I think you saw good storylines on NXT. I think you saw good storylines on Raw and SmackDown both, and some of what I've seen on Raw and SmackDown recently, you could tell that it had Vince's touches on it.
Right, some dabble.
Yes, and some of it worked.
Right,
but the vast majority of it, that's that shirt we've got, WWE Creative.
Right.
Well, that's what I saw.
That's what's starting to go back, right?
Yeah.
I saw yesterday, real quickly, a story. Shane McMahon, remember that underground fighting thing he did a few years back on Raw? Something like that has started coming back or is coming back. That they're going to bring that idea back again.
Yeah.
I thought I hated it with first time. I think it just takes away from what they're doing in the actual ring, the stories and everything.
There's one fella I do not want to see partake in that. And I won't mention the name, but you all know who it is. And he would do quite well because he used to fight bare knuckle.
Right.
Up in Canada.
But that's not where he should be.
No.
I totally agree.
No, that's not where any of them should be.
Right. That's why in my opinion, it's a bad idea to bring that back.
I think Triple H and the creative team got a good thing going for what they're doing. It just sucks that Vince will grab the script like that day and be like, change this. So I think Triple H has gotten the idea of like, let's start advertising matches for next week. So it looks dumb if you try to change something at the last second.
It's a good idea.
That's one of the ways they're trying to fix it.
But there's always a fine print at the bottom.
That's
hard, subject to change.
That's how Vince's dad used to do it.
Of course.
Like I say, the most powerful thing in the wrestling business is the eraser.
That's right. All right, with that, we're going to come back right after our next break and talk Money in the Bank matches again. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
D'Lo Brown. If you want to be part of one of the greatest podcasts on the world, Thoughts Count Anywhere, every Saturday, 9 to 11 Pacific. Now recognize that.
Hey, everybody, Aaron Filson. I'm standing with
Anthony Miller.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. What's the name of your favorite wrestling show?
Thoughts Count Anywhere.
What a convenience. Saturday, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. If this guy watches it, better watch it also on Facebook. This is your warlord of weird Sinbodi, and you are watching Thoughts Count Anywhere right here on Facebook, Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m. Pacific Coast time. Stay tuned. Do I look like I'm clowning around? Buddy, I'm Aaron Phillips, and I am with the legend. And Sabu, you were telling me earlier about a special wrestling show that you really like, and that is what? Thoughts Count Anywhere. That's a coincidence. The same show that runs Saturdays, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific, right here on Facebook. You better listen to the man to watch.
Aloha, this is April Hom, the Royal Hawaiian from Glow, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
All right, welcome back. Thoughts Count Anywhere. Money in the Bank in London today, coming up 2 p.m. East, 11 a.m. Pacific. I guess that's the pre-show, right? 2 o'clock and then 3 o'clock the main card.
Yeah, it could
right?
be.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Check. What's the favorite network it's on?
Peacock!
There you go. Check it out.
How much does it cost for Peacock now? Still $9.99?
I think so.
I think it's $3.99 if you want to watch like commercials and stuff.
Oh,
but if
right.
you want like the premium one, it's $9.99.
That's the one I have. I hate commercials. Anyway, except for our show. I love commercials.
Hey,
yes.
I try to skip
can
ours
I have
too.
the show for a minute?
Just for a minute. 60
Could you
seconds.
help me here, Mr. John, please? I would greatly appreciate this.
Oh, no.
I would greatly appreciate this.
John had one job.
No. It was the faulty Bic lighter that I brought in. Anyway, folks, unfortunately, next week, the fellow over here with the hat on, it's going to be his birthday. I don't
pre-cut.
I don't know how many years. I don't care, but we just wanted to do a little something for you there, Mr. Aaron, and say happy birthday to you.
Well, I appreciate it.
Are we going to sing?
Yes, sing. We may lose.
All right, here we go. On 3. 1, 2,
3. No, wait.
Happy
5, 4,
birthday
3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Whatever your name is
Aaron.
today.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow. Thank you, guys. I'm taken back.
Swing and a miss.
I was going to say, it's one of those big candles. Oh, well, thank you, guys. I really, and it takes a lot to surprise me, and this was a surprise.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you so
ain't
much.
done yet. So
Oh, what
just
the?
hold on.
Wait a minute. If I see Johnny Knoxville walking in that fucking door right now, I'm leaving out the back door. He's in the back.
Office in the back.
Great,
No.
great. But he must have been under the desk when I put my stuff back there.
See, I know that you're a New York Giants fan.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I thought, okay, I got to do something for us, for you. So do you like LT?
Of course, I have his autograph on some things at home. Of
Oh,
course.
you do?
Yeah, bowling shoes. My
Well,
wife's
I
bowling
bet
shoes.
you don't have that.
Holy, are you kidding me?
But look at the back of it.
No.
What is it?
It's a Lawrence. Wow, it's not his rookie card. No, it's his 89.
It's his driver's license.
It's a most wanted. It's signed by Lawrence Taylor. It's his 19. I guess it's in his 1989 players card.
Yep.
Wow.
That's the real deal.
And it's the camera's probably not going to do
That's
any
okay.
justice. It's the gold card too.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
So,
Guys, I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
brother. Happy
I'm not going to
birthday.
be shy in public to do this. Thank you.
You know we love you, man.
My brother Matt, thank you so. I mean, I'm truly touched and I'm speechless.
Are you befuddled?
I am. And it takes a lot to do that to me.
We got his ass,
It
brother.
takes a lot. Wow. I mean, this is tremendous. And
I had asked Scott
wow.
Earlier in the week.
Is he part of this too?
I no.
Well,
but he is.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
I asked Scott earlier in the week if he could come in, and unfortunately, that's when I found out he was out of town.
Yeah.
So,
What is he? He's in Wisconsin?
yeah, he's somewhere up that
Well,
way.
thank you, Scott, for
somewhere up in the cheese.
He's here in spirit. Absolutely. Wow. I mean, I'm gratefully honored, and just to let you know, I'm 59. I mean, it is the number.
You're a youngster.
I am. There are days though I feel like I'm like you sometimes getting out of bed. We compare our health needs every once in a while. I'm truly touched. I mean, here you can see the.
Sorry, that's good,
goosebumps.
man. That's
So
good.
thank you.
That's good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I know you don't have that one.
No, I don't. So the story is, my wife, I met him I saw him in Atlantic City one
You
time.
can take that home by the way, too. And,
I can?
And if your wife says anything, just tell her that you didn't buy it.
No, well, I have the proof.
That's it.
I have the proof on video.
It's on video.
It's on video that I didn't buy it for sure. Thank you, John. Wow, look at this. The cake was already pre-cut, which is quite impressive, by the way.
I cut it.
I know.
No, John cut it.
Oh, that's why the lines are crooked, huh?
Yeah.
John, no. John cut it. John
Nice.
cut it with.
Wow.
We had some wife provided everything.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we'll put this away.
So my wife and my mom used to bowl in the ladies' league back in Jersey.
Yeah.
And prior to their league starting at 9:00, 2 lanes over from where my wife was warming up, she calls me. She says, "You'll never guess who I'm bowling next to." And she says, Lawrence Taylor. Now, this was during the Monday night wars between WCW and Raw. And I'm channel flipping, right? I was ready to get in my car and drive over there. But I didn't, because I would have left my twins home alone. I would not have done that.
Paramus?
No, Clark, New Jersey. Clark Lanes.
Okay.
Exit 134.
I used to bowl up at Petraglia's lanes.
Oh, I remember. Oh, I know Petraglia. So I'm like, babe, you got to get his autograph. She said, well, I don't have anything to sign. I'm like, babe, have him sign your bowling shoes. I'll fucking, tomorrow we'll go out and get bowling shoes.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I have him buried somewhere. He signed the bowling shoes.
There you go.
And let me tell you, it was only worth $60 because that's what it cost me for new bowling shoes.
I'll bet you they're worth more than that.
Oh, I'm sure.
You should get those things certified by JSA.
Yeah. Well, now I'll have another signature to compare it to. Thank you, guys.
That's the real deal. I know.
What?
I know.
The signatures?
Yeah, find out if this legit.
Right.
Oh.
Either the bowling shoes aren't or this or one or the other.
Somebody's bullshitting somebody.
Hey, that's
wow.
that one's legit.
Wow.
I know it is.
Wow. Thank you. I mean, I'm just dumbfounded, and I greatly appreciate it,
Hey,
guys. It
Kim,
means a lot.
what kind of cake do you like?
That's probably right there. Chocolate
Okay.
fudge.
All right,
Chocolate.
what kind do you like?
Chocolate.
Okay,
What kind do you like?
any kind.
Say any cake. Let them eat cake.
Because they had chocolate, then they had vanilla, and they had carrot cake.
Carrot cake, you would have lost me. And fruit and cake doesn't belong there either.
You don't like carrot cake?
No. Not a
Okay.
fan.
Well,
The texture of it.
No. Now I know that's good.
You're right on. This is the home run right here.
Liz picked it out.
Thank you, Liz.
Black Forest.
Black Forest. Okay.
Lawrence, would you like a piece of cake?
Liz,
Lawrence, would you like a little piece of cake too?
Liz picked it up.
Thank you, Liz.
Took
All
care of
right,
it.
let's get back to business.
All right,
Enough
let's
about me.
roll.
Thank you so much. All right, Money in the Bank.
Sorry, we're out of
We're out of time. Thank you for watching. Good thing it says a 2-hour show then, isn't it? All right, now we're going to get into the 4 heavy-duty matches.
All right,
Let's
brother.
talk about – you good? Yeah. Let's talk about the women's Money in the Bank match. Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, Key Stark. Is that what that's supposed to be?
Zoe Stark.
Stark.
Who the hell's
Trish
Key-
Stratus.
Who the hell's Key Stark? That's a new one.
It's like with the hair last week.
Hey,
I know.
no,
Absolutely.
wait. We'll give him a
Every
break.
time,
We'll
every
give him
time.
a break.
Versus
Double-
Trish Stratus.
Double shift yesterday.
I know. And Io Sky. All right.
Key
Thoughts
Stark.
on this
I got to
one?
remember that one.
Do you have last week's where it said hair something on there too? I think I had that one buried somewhere too. All right, let's talk about this
All right,
match.
let me look at this. Selena.
What do you think? I
Sheet
mean,
I ever made.
let's let's start this way. Who's the biggest underdog in this match to win? In your
Selena.
I agree with that. Matt, you think so?
I say the biggest underdog is Zelina Vega, but they also said there's going to be like a huge upset during Money in the Bank, and that's my pick is Zelina Vega winning Money in the Bank.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
You know what? I'll tell you who I'd like to see get a push.
Okay.
Io Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Especially after this match, because you know those two, they've got to implode in this match, Bailey and Sky.
I would like to see Io get a push, or Zoe Stark.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with Io Sky.
Okay. You know, they've been touting Becky as this is the only type of match or award kind of match that she hasn't won. She's not won Money in the Bank.
Yes.
However, in this match, you really have a 2-on-1. You have Trish and Zoe against Becky as it has been. And I think those three are going to kind of keep going at it a little bit, even within this match, even though it's supposed to be one for all, one for themselves, an individual match. I would love to see Vega, but I don't know how much of a true threat she would be going against. Well, we saw what she did in Puerto Rico against Rhea. What would she, again, presuming that she would go.
That would be her way to get revenge on Rhea for what she did to her in Puerto Rico. Though.
Okay.
So
or her against Asuka.
And if you almost have like a 4-on-1 situation of Bailey, Io, Zoe, and Trish all going after Becky, they could all be distracted enough that she just mine.
Interesting thought. So for me, I don't think Trish is going to win. I don't think Bailey's going to win. I think Becky maybe, but I like the idea of Io Sky because they've been really doing a lot of work with her on TV as of late, pushing her.
She's doing a moonsault off the ladder for sure, no matter
Yeah,
if she wins
exactly.
or not.
Let me ask a question. Becky versus Rhea. That's a take my money match.
Yeah.
Is it time though for that with all these other names in the mix right now? Because remember, Becky's issue with Trish and Zoe was in the tag stuff. Maybe Lita comes in. We haven't heard her name a whole lot. Maybe she comes in somehow, helps Becky win that we don't see. That's another name that could get involved.
We've seen Becky and Charlotte. We've seen Becky and Asuka.
Right.
The only one we haven't seen is Becky and Rhea. And that's another.
I think it would be a great match.
That's another one now,
right?
Or
down the line.
I'm
going to go with Io on this one, just because they've been doing a lot with her on TV and pushing the split and the faction faction. Between the damage control group. So
here's the other thing too, though. Trish has been pushing Zoe.
Yep.
A lot.
Is she ready to go on her own if she were to win? Is she ready yet? I don't think so.
I mean, she is, but in WWE's eyes, no.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have paired her with Trish, I think, right? So
I'm just, just.
I think we can look at these names and come up with the reason that each and every one of them.
And don't get me wrong, I think Zelina's another one. Who I'm gonna be nice. I had a thought, but I'm gonna be nice because it's almost the top of the hour.
Okay.
Anyway, Zelina could be another one. Could we have an LWO
involvement?
Double.
Oh, there's literally no way that's happening.
Could we have an LWO double winner?
No.
In Money in the Bank?
Could, but I
don't see.
I think between both matches, I think Santos Escobar is on the very bottom of Whitney.
If I was to put it how I see it right now, I would put it Io, Zelina, Zoe. Okay? I don't see Becky, Trish, or Bailey winning it. If any out of those three, it's going to be Becky, and then Becky's going to go up against Rhea for the belt.
Now, I'm going to ask this question. We're at the top of the hour, so
Yes,
I'm going
sir,
to ask
we
this, and
are.
I'll get your replies on the other side.
Yes, sir.
The men's have 7 participants. Usually it's 6.
Correct.
The ladies have 6.
Maybe.
Do we see a last-minute 7th get involved before the match later on today?
Let me
And make it 7 ladies in the Money in the
Let
Bank
me
match.
ponder
That during break. You're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere. Money in the Bank conversation will continue on the other side of the hour. We'll be right back. Thank you for watching. Ronald.
Thoughts Count Anywhere. Y'all watching it. This is my new tag team partner, Steve-O, a.k.a. Zeus, from the hit movie Friday, and from No Holds Barred.
Hello, this is Martin Casals, a.k.a. Marty the Mod, and you're watching the Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. Enjoy.
What's up, man? It's your boy, Seven Fatu. I'm here with my man, Big Chief. I need you to check out the podcast, Thoughts Count Anywhere. This is Impact Wrestling's Dash and Chris Bay, the ultimate finesser, former Finesse Division champion, and you're listening to Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast.
Hi, I'm Sean Navarre. Listen to Thoughts Count Anywhere for all your wrestling news.
It's not the worst podcast ever, is it? It's the best podcast. Thoughts Count Anywhere. All your wrestling news, all your hobbit all your gimmickry. Go on over, listen wherever your podcasts are downloaded. The Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. I'm the big LG Doc Ellis. That's my endorsement. Booyah!
This is the Essential Character EC3 on behalf of my dear friends at Thoughts Count Anywhere. The podcast for your mind when you need deep thinking about all things sports and entertainment.
Hey, what's going on? This is Axe, and I'm smashing the demolition.
Hey, we want to invite you to watch every Saturday morning, Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Hey guys, it's Tessa Blanchard and Ozzy, and you're watching Thoughts Count Anywhere.
We're back.
All right, welcome back. I just got that last piece of cake down in time. Holy cow. It was a terrific cake.
I should have grabbed you some. Oh, you got water.
I have water over here. The fudge slid down nicely in that last bite before the cameras came up. Hour number 2, Thoughts Count Anywhere, is now underway. We're going to continue our conversation with the last couple of matches, Money in the Bank.
Where's my man?
Call us, 702-992-3207 with your thoughts and predictions for Money in the Bank.
Ronald says happy early birthday.
Yes, I saw that. Thank you, Ronald. Appreciate you, my friend. So we're going to keep talking about the matches. We only have a couple left. What did that say about birthday stuff from Rat Claw out there? I just quickly saw. No, don't want to do it? Okay, never mind. I do want to remind everybody that messages are being censored by John.
You send something in bad, I'm gonna jump your shit. I'll just let.
Well, it was bad enough, obviously, that John didn't want to put it out.
I'll just put that out there now.
Yeah, they are. They listen. Just about every message that people send in, either Facebook or YouTube, John pretty much puts up. However, he does screen them, so if there's something inappropriate, he will not put it up.
I think I got in trouble.
Oh, it wasn't inappropriate.
I
just didn't feel like putting it up.
Good.
Oh, okay, good.
I think I got in trouble.
You want to see it?
No. If you don't want to, if you didn't want to put it up, then no.
I think I got in trouble with Facebook.
Why?
Well, I saw something in our Thoughts Count Anywhere.
Okay.
That said that something was inappropriate.
I deleted that.
Maybe it was me.
No. It was. Yeah, I remember what that was.
Maybe it was the chief.
I forgot who it was that was in the picture.
It's normally me.
Oh, right. Okay, let's get to it. A couple more matches. Let's talk about the men's Money in the Bank match. Ricochet, Nakamura, Knight, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest, and Logan Paul. 7 participants.
6 of them are going to whip on Logan Paul's ass. Yes.
I would love to see a match between Priest and Logan Paul. I would love to see. Obviously, I think at some point they're going to go, toe to toe here. I would think in Money in the Bank. I mean, just because of their size, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But God, I don't want to see Logan Paul win. I mean,
I don't either.
Okay, so we're all in agreement with that. So Logan Paul's out pretty much.
Why is he even in the match?
That's a good question.
There
All
you
right,
go.
so let's
All right, we'll leave it
watch.
there.
The funny thing is, we're all thinking that.
And he'll win. God forbid. No.
Rat Claw, you usually have to pay for those. That's why.
This is the previous one.
Now the Chief gets to give you bare bottom birthday spank. That's your buddy Rat Claw.
Hey, what the hell's up
I know.
with
The
this?
Chief gets to give you bare bottom birthday spankings. And go back to the other one.
We're saving that for the Patreon.
Yes.
He says, what's wrong with bare bottom birthday spankings? And then what was the last one he just sent in? I see it. Getting canceled over here. Well,
Hey,
Rat Claw,
hey,
it was
that's
very nice to know.
That's he's a good guy.
Oh,
Hey,
my God.
any friend of the Chiefs gets canceled.
They're going to be on.
Oh, Scott Hosey's in the chat room, and he even put it OMG. Scott, now that I know that you're in the chat room, buddy, I want to thank you for helping get the card and helping to be part of the birthday stuff here that they did in the studio. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it.
I think their real birthday celebration is going to be on Chiefs OnlyFans.
Only fan. Remember one.
And that fan is Aaron Phillips.
F-A-N.
All right. Money in the Bank. Let's get back to the men's match. What do you see? So Logan Paul, we think, is not going to win. Let's narrow it down. I think we all want LA Knight. I think he's the sentimental to win, yeah?
I think it's either going to be Damian Priest or LA Knight. But I'm with the majority of the population that wants LA Knight to win it. But I think once WWE realizes everybody wants somebody to win, they're like, no.
Right.
I'm still going to – I agree. I want LA Knight to win. But I'm still going to throw Butch's name out there.
Okay, so who's your winner? Who's your prediction?
Knight.
Okay.
If the match is early enough, I want to say Priest, just because if something might happen in the World Heavyweight Championship match.
Okay. Yeah, because Balor's in there. We've seen the two of them kind of have a little.
But I want to.
It's not easy, is it?
I'm going LA Knight.
Okay.
The only reason I say Butch
yes.
is because it's his hometown.
Yeah, no. I agree. Yeah.
Okay. That could be the curveball.
But they're giving him his moment at home, right? Like they did with Zelina in Puerto Rico and all. They're giving him his moment to be in the match.
When he
and he'll probably make a run up there once or twice.
After that match last night on SmackDown, and he got the ladder from outside the ring and brought it in and climbed. They had the tete-a-tete and then 3
times a tete.
That's good. I like that today. That's my. I came up with
that's
that.
That's a trio of tete-a-tetes.
Yeah. Then he finally climbed the ladder and took the briefcase down.
Right.
He got a good pop. He got a real good pop from his home crowd.
I think he'll make a run for it at least once up the ladder to try to get the briefcase.
But my heart says LA Knight.
Matt, did you have something else to follow up on what Chief was saying?
He is in his hometown, but in the history of WWE, does anything good ever happen to a superstar in their hometown?
No. Not as long as...
What happened to Zelina freaking against Rhea?
Not as long as Vince is around.
No, absolutely. So I'm going to complete the hat trick. We'll make a call for LA Knight. All right. Down to the last 2 matches. Which one do you want to talk about first?
Which ones we got left?
Seth and Balor and the Bloodline.
Let's do the Bloodline first.
All right. Reigns and Solo take it on the Usos. Where does this go to continue? Where does Solo play in this? I mean, he's in the. I know he's in the match.
Yeah.
Does he stay with Roman? Do we see signs of fracture for Solo with Roman? towards his. I mean, Solo, I think, is still a variable in this match. You know, I don't see it being as straightforward as the card announcement makes it look.
Oh no.
What do we see happening here? What do you guys think? Where does Solo play in this? Does he stick to Roman, or do we see the fractures throughout the match?
I think we see fractures through the match, and Solo accidentally cost them the match somehow, and the Usos end up winning it.
Okay, because Roman's not taking the pin.
No,
if they lose, Roman's not taking it.
Here's the funny thing, though. I finally figured out how to get the East Coast feeds. So I watched SmackDown at 5 o'clock last night, and I watched the match, or I watched when Roman and Solo and Paul Heyman came out to the ring. Roman was talking his trash, his verbiage, and then Jimmy and Jay come out, and I forget if it was Jimmy or Jay that said that that Roman was going to get pinned in the match.
Okay.
And I think it was Jimmy. It was Jimmy that said, well, once you get pinned, you will no longer be the tribal chief. And I know who I want to be tribal chief, and it's not me. And then Jay said, it's not me. And they both looked at Solo. And Roman is there in the ring just cracking up laughing.
Right.
And Solo just put his hands down, and you could see the thumb, and he's just...
like he's gearing it up.
And he's just looking at Roman. Like, I'm going to take your ass out. So I agree with you. Solo is going to do something in the match.
Okay.
And I predict, and I'm going to say, I predict Roman's going to get pinned.
You think he'll take the pin? Wow.
As they said last night, it's been 3 years since he's been pinned. I think he's going to get pinned.
Interesting. Okay. So you're picking the Usos.
Yes.
Usos.
Okay. I'm going to take the Usos also because Solo is such a variable in this, and I think I agree with you guys. I mean, the great thing about this storyline, regardless of how the result of today's match, still has so much tread on it to go in any freaking direction they want to.
Oh, yeah.
Bring somebody else in, or so, whatever it is. They have so many directions. Or how long has this run been going on now?
Quite a while.
2+ years. I mean, he's had the belt. I'm not counting that, but since the bloodline together, is it time to start dismantling this story little by little to move on?
I've seen a couple stories out there, so to speak, that it might be time Roman wants to retire.
Could be.
We talk about it, and don't get me wrong, Roman's a great wrestler. Okay,
he's coming to his own since his return.
I have
the greatest of all time.
Don't go that far. In modern,
the greatest of all time.
In modern era, yes,
all time.
Yes, we'll asterisk that with modern era.
Best storyline, best wrestler of all time.
Anyway, what we failed to talk about though is his health.
Yes.
Okay, and I want to go there for a minute. We know what he's had and what he's had to deal with.
Very public.
And I applaud him for that. Applaud him. I put him up on a pedestal.
As the greatest of all time. Acknowledge your tribal chief.
With an asterisk.
Acknowledge your tribal chief.
I will. I acknowledged him.
Be the one.
I acknowledged him. But anyway,
even Cantor couldn't mess with him.
Has his body taken the toll that he may want to really retire now?
Yeah, he's battled it twice now.
Yeah.
However, in that saying, he's been on this run now for 3+ years, roughly.
Yes.
Obviously, the last, we'll say, year, you could see his appearances have been reduced to give his body time, which I think is all part of that equation.
And I'm okay with that too.
Do you think, though, what's the final match that he needs to have and lose to get knocked off the table as the tribal chief? I think I think we bantered this this opponent for a couple of years now. Is there someone within the bloodline that he has to face to beat him to really put an end maybe to retirement that he's done and move on to other things? Because he doesn't need to really wrestle anymore per se, follow The Rock into movies or whatever else he wants to do. What do you think?
I think with Jimmy and Jay as a tag team, it won't be one of them.
Okay.
So in my mind, it's got to be Solo.
Okay. Not even The Rock at this point?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Matt?
I still want to see him face The Rock, but it would make no sense for The Rock to beat him. If you're going to, put The Rock versus Roman, you're going to want Rock to, pass the torch of, you really are the head of this family. Even
and
though
they would
I make
have done
the
that
movies,
a while ago, right?
But it would have made sense, a couple years ago. It
Right.
don't even make sense now.
Would they need would Roman need to have the belt to go up against The Rock in that?
That's bigger than the belt.
Right. You can just say, here's your head of the table match.
But
without
then,
the belt, right?
if you want somebody to take Roman out, it would only make sense for Solo to do it.
Sure.
Exactly.
If you're keeping it in the bloodline.
Right.
Because whoever beats Roman, if they're not a huge star, they're instantly
rocking
a mega star.
Yeah.
But if the bloodline goes away,
then it better be Cody.
I say Gunther.
To defeat Roman?
Yep.
Cody will beat the best in the world
to
do this.
That's who I say. Okay.
Interesting.
Who would I like to see, really? Randy Orton.
I wouldn't mind seeing Randy get one more run because we know he's at the end. He's on the backslide of his career. And
that's who.
If the back surgery thing has kept him out this long, obviously it's been pretty serious. It's been almost a year, if I'm not mistaken. At least,
pretty
right?
close.
It would be nice to see him maybe get one more run for, and then at that point, put the boots in the center of the ring. Because not that he needs to have a run. If he were to retire today, he's a Hall of Famer regardless with his career, right? But after being out for this length, nobody wants to go out like that. You want to go out.
You want to go out on your own terms.
Correct. You want to go out that way. Before we get into our last match, folks, hello, Jennifer. Just want to remind everybody, we're looking for your input on what has been your favorite Money in the Bank match of all time, as well as your favorite cash-in of all time. Let's talk about those two things. Put it in the chat room. Give us a call, 702-992-3207. All right. In my opinion, what should be the main event is the Rollins-Balor match, simply because of the world title name on it. And they're trying to make that what it is on Raw. So let's dissect this one. Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, 7 years in the making because of the Universal title, the original. The recent matches, little tough in the Judgment Day between Balor and Damian Priest. A lot of variables in this one also. In my opinion, I think Rollins wins some fashion, whether it's because Damian Priest gets involved or whatever. I think Seth leaves there with the title still around his waist somehow, some way, in my opinion. So, guys, thoughts, Matt? Chief's pondering. I could see the wheels turning. So,
I want to see Seth retain, but could you imagine if Damian Priest wins Money in the Bank, one of the first matches, Balor somehow wins the World Heavyweight title, and then Damian Priest cashes in on him and wins it?
And that is highly possible. I like that idea. And that's why I think the men's Money in the Bank match itself is going to be earlier in the show, just for everybody sitting on the edge of the seat. Oh, my God, is so-and-so going to cash their belt in tonight?
Yeah.
Like they did with Liv Morgan when she won and beat Rousey, right? Last year. So I think it's going to be one of the early matches for that reason. But I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those matches that you can really argue either way for who can win this match.
But I think it's going to be match of the night regardless. But
okay.
Hey,
my common sense says Seth is going to retain.
Is Rhea Ripley wrestling on this card?
No,
she's in Dominic's corner for his match versus Cody.
Okay, so interesting. I think Ray is going to get involved in the match with Seth and Finn.
Okay.
And I think she's going to trip Seth up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And going to cost Seth the belt.
Okay.
But let me add this portion to it.
Okay.
I think in the same time, while I'm thinking that way, okay, Becky's going to win the women's Money in the Bank.
And then come out on Rhea if she gets involved.
And then after Rhea trips Seth up, then there's going to be the challenge Becky and Rhea for the belt.
That's plausible.
Then what you said, Damian wins the men's and comes in and gets involved with Finn Balor. How do you like those apples?
That's plausible with Rhea and Becky. I was thinking about that
What's
too.
plausible?
It's possible.
Okay.
Possible.
Okay. How do you like those apples?
I like it.
That's
actually.
pretty. That's pretty.
I like
good.
that because that'll
took a lot of thinking.
Take the next week off.
Thank you. I can't. You're out of here.
No, the next between now and next Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Saturday, come back.
That's why I had to grab the glasses. So think a little harder.
It's just thinking.
Hey, when I put them on, boy, you know something's up.
I think that's. But I think that is. I love the idea. I love that. That's what's making this so cool. You know, we always talk right. We talk about that. That's just it. We talk about. We know the surprise. We know it's coming. We know this. We know that. Every match, for the most part, both Money in the Banks, the Uso line, the Balor Rollins match. There's so many variables that can play into this.
Or
with
you can
people
go
who we know
straight down.
Right, or it can go straight down the middle, which I don't see happening. I think that would be more of a surprise. But with just people on the card, we're talking about the possibility of people like Drew and Randy and Lita. They may come into the mix somewhere in these matches. Who the hell knows? Yeah. And I think this might be one of the better Money in the Bank matches that we've seen in a long time.
You know what? You know what? Talking about Lita.
Yes.
Even if Lita doesn't come into the women's match, I could see her coming down and getting in a tete-a-tete with Trish Stratus.
I think that's...
How about that?
That's 4 tete-a-tetes.
Yeah. It's going to be a fifth
that's
one.
4.
That's going to... And man, I still got 45
I know
minutes
you
yet.
do. What's the over-under?
I don't know.
No, but I think that's... If Lita's going to come back, I think that's exactly where she will make an appearances in that match and get into it with Trish.
Yep.
And then Zoe will come in, then Becky will come in to and then Lita will get back. Whatever. I agree. I think that would be the place for her to come in and go after Trish.
That was good creative writing.
Then in the middle of all that craziness, Zelina Vega runs up the ladder and wins it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Distractions, right? Everybody's laid out. So final. So I got Seth. Who's your answer on that match? Seth. Okay. So we're going 3-way across on Seth.
I think our ideas are a little too good, and every time we have like really, really good ideas, WWE Creative's like, "Nah, we ain't gonna give them something like that."
No, why would we? Makes too much sense.
Logan
right?
Paul's gonna win Money in the Bank. Why would they think something cool's gonna happen?
All right, we come back on the other side of the break.
Where's Johnny Knoxville? Damn it!
Oh my God. Yeah, I would root for Logan Paul on one condition. If he goes up against Johnny Knoxville, I'd root for Logan Paul then. That I would do. You're watching TCA.
Knoxville for life.
Thoughts Count Anywhere. We'll be back.
Infinite Wellness, a woman-owned family clinic in the heart of Las Vegas specializing in regenerative medicine. Our stem cell and exome therapies have helped patients avoid surgery, repair joint tears, improve CTE symptoms, become pain-free, and continue activities they have grown to love. Whether you need to begin your health journey, stay at your peak, break through a barrier, repair your body, turn back the signs of aging, or boost your beauty, Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and reach your potential.
All right, welcome back. As Chief's finishing up the birthday cake, which is all cool. He arranged it. He might as well finish it up when he wants to. Thank you for watching. All right, we asked this question a couple of times. Favorite Money in the Bank match, favorite cash-in as well. If you could give the briefcase to anyone to bring their career to the next level, who would it be? Let's start with that one.
Johnny Knoxville.
Shut up over there.
Yes.
My pen may go flying across the studio.
For you folks that didn't hear that, our chief engineer and
Turn his mic off,
bottle washer and everything, he said Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, well, see if he gets paid this week. But anyway, no, seriously, who do you think is it? Are we talking for this Money in the Bank? Who should win to
anybody on the current roster?
At all, not necessarily those in the matches tonight. Okay, gotcha. All right. You obviously have somebody in mind when you wrote this up, I'm guessing, or you had a thought at least.
A little bit.
Okay, go for it. Let's get it started. For both the men and women?
You could give the briefcase
or just
to anyone.
Okay, who you got? Let's hear what your thoughts were on this.
She's currently in the match, though. I think Zelina Vega needs to get to like that next level.
Okay.
And the Money in the Bank briefcase seems to bring everybody to that next level.
Okay. Whether they successfully cash
whether they
in
win it or not.
Okay.
Minus like Otis
or who lost the briefcase, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Baron Corbin not successful on a cash in against John Cena, right?
True.
There's only a couple that didn't have a successful cash in, right?
There's only been a couple men, but the women's cash in rate is still 100%.
Really, I didn't
for
realize
winning
that.
the championship.
Okay. Well, they didn't. They have not had as many women in the bank matches as they've had men over the years. So, what is it, about 10 years maybe for women Money in the Bank? Maybe that many?
I think it's like 5 or 6.
Yeah,
maybe.
not okay. All right. Of course, Gilbert being the most notorious for Carmella going up the ladder. But anyway, all right. So you're picking Zelina. Anybody on the men's side? Other than we keep talking LA Knight at this point.
LA Knight or Ricochet would be like.
I'd love to see Ricochet get it. To get a push, get a major push. How about Shinsuke? We really didn't even talk about him. He had not wrestled for a long time on TV. Then about, 6 weeks ago, they brought him back to TV. He lost his last match or two recently, I think, on TV. Is he just kind of waiting out his time with his contract to then go back to Japan? Or can they just do something with him? Why not have him win if they brought him back after all this time away?
Yeah. Because even like all this talk we've had over the show of like Drew, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Lita, like all these legends coming back. We need new superstars.
Yeah.
New top tier, like, oh my God, I want to see what Ricochet is doing on Monday. Or, oh my God, fucking LA Knight's going to be on SmackDown.
No, Ricochet.
But even then, with all of this going on, there's still, where's Drew?
Right.
Where's Randy Orton? Right. Like, nobody's over enough to the point you're like wondering where all the legends are still.
That's not one of the things that WWE has ever done great with, and that's bringing up their own stars like this.
Yeah.
Although Ricochet is not a WWE product, he came from other promotions, but he's a great wrestler, has a great reputation before coming to the WWE, and then the WWE drops the bag. Now he was starting to gain a lot of momentum with Strowman in that tag team.
Yeah.
Strowman gets hurt, he's out probably close to a year, maybe a little less, but. Now, again, Ricochet's back to that mid-card, beat me, win, lose, and is he just going to be a body? I'd like to see Ricochet get that catapult myself.
It's funny how we're talking because when Mr. McMahon, you had the early jobber matches, then you had the mid-cards, then you had the main cards, the main top tier. Okay, and I think that's where we're at now. Is we're talking about all the top tier people.
Yeah,
Drew, Randy, Brock, Seth. Who would I like to see? Okay, you just mentioned them, Shinsuke Nakamura. Okay. We talked about him. Where was he at? What was he doing? He was off TV for 6-7 months.
Way too long, personally.
So that's who I'd like to see get the push. If they're not going to give him the push, he's not going to go back to Japan. Okay. He'll be in LA.
Okay.
He'll be at the New Japan Dojo training people there.
Okay.
Okay. So that's who I'd like to see. They're, looking at NXT, I think probably Nikita Lyons.
She's not back yet from knee injury, though, is she?
No.
She's not back yet.
No.
But I know she's April Hom's favorite wrestler. I know that.
I like Nikita.
Yeah.
She's got a good future ahead of her. When when's the time for Braun to come up? And that's
surprised he hasn't come up yet.
Well, that's a question I've got. What's holding, personally, what's holding him back from going up to Raw or SmackDown? It's, there's got to.
Sean's got to be saying something to Triple H.
I want to see him. I want to see him make it on his own and get up there, but there's got to be something. There has to be something backstage that's holding him from.
Does he have heat from what his father did during WrestleMania weekend? Possibly.
You know what? I would hope not.
I heard he doesn't.
I would hope not, because he's his own man.
Sure.
Okay. And I'll use this one. One thing I'll say. When Randy screwed up, Cowboy Bob didn't bail his ass out. Okay. So in that aspect, I hope that whatever his dad did, that it's not affecting Braun going up to the main roster.
I think the only thing affecting Braun Breaker from going to the main roster is a lack of stars in NXT.
Could be.
So he's like the top guy in NXT. And if
him and
Carmelo Hayes being champion, they got to bring like Baron Corbin down to challenge him.
Right.
That means they have no like title challengers in NXT besides Breaker and Carmelo, and they can only wrestle each other so many times.
What's the other guy that came down there too? There's another one.
Apollo Crews went down there not too long ago. Dana Brooke.
There's another one that came.
Nobody cares about Dana Brooke.
But I don't remember.
Here's a question for you.
Talk to me.
Has anybody seen Cameron Grimes?
I saw him one time up on the main roster.
Well, he had a couple of backstage vignettes with Corbin.
Yeah.
And that was it. He hasn't wrestled.
Not yet.
I mean,
Not
why call him up when we've had this argument in the not argument, but this discussion in the past? Call somebody up and you don't use him. You send a guy off to the side like that.
If you could give the briefcase to anyone to bring their career to the next level, who would it be?
Cameron Grimes.
Miro.
Wrong company.
Well, we said anybody.
True.
See, but here's I would love to see that.
Cameron Grimes.
But
There's a good one.
Right, but Miro, and he's back on TV on Collision.
Yes.
But would he, if he were to ever come back to WWE, would he really need a briefcase to push him again? I think he was. Listen, Rusev Day was probably one of the biggest things next to yes, right, and no, and all that stuff. And next to the what chance that WWE just put the kibosh on it because they didn't come up with it.
WWE did put the kibosh on it.
Who put the kibosh on it?
Vince McMahon.
Well, there you go. Because it wasn't a homegrown thing.
Could you imagine if Karrion Kross won Money in the Bank? The amount of psychological shit he would come up with to mess with the champion.
And it's too bad he's not
before he actually cashed it in.
And it's too bad he's not in the match, at least as of right now.
He's got a great match next week.
Yes, he does.
He has a great match
It's a
next
phenomenal
week.
one.
AJ Styles, okay, fantastic match. Look at where it's going to take place. The Mecca, Madison Square Garden.
That's right. I wish it was a week and a half later because I would be back in New York
Hey,
during that 5 days.
I'm not joking. I'm dead serious here. Freaking MSG next week.
Yep.
Send me tickets.
All right, real quickly, favorite Money in the Bank match and cash in. I think I know the cash in.
I've seen a couple cool ones live.
Okay.
And Seth Rollins still had the best cash in when we were live at WrestleMania 31.
Yep.
When Roman and
Brock
were both down, my friend Renee was sitting like one row and like one seat over from me. And I was like, how freaking cool would it be if Seth Rollins' music hit? And literally 2 seconds later it hit. And we lost our minds.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Second place would have to be Liv Morgan because it was like second row last year and it was like right in front of me.
I agree with both of those.
You know who I think had some good Money in the Banks? The Miz.
Mm-hmm.
The Miz.
How underrated is The Miz? I wish.
Very.
I wish they'd get him out of that mid-card garbage and get him back into some. But he does so well. He makes chicken salad out of chicken shit that they give him. He's a great entertainer. I'm sorry.
He's another one. And I disagree with you to a point.
Okay.
He isn't at the level that I think he should be at, but could you put his name in there with Seth and Randy and those guys for what he has done?
I agree. Yeah.
In WWE.
Well, isn't he a grand champion? Grand Slam champion?
I think
that's rarefied air. I mean,
he's the,
even Cena doesn't have
he's
that.
He's the only one, I believe.
No, there's
it was like 5 or 6.
Is there?
There's a couple.
Is
yeah.
there?
But even Cena with 16 titles is not a Grand Slam. He's never held the IC belt.
Yeah.
You know, but here's Miz. You know, he's actually a multiple-time Grand Slam, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, there. What you looking at?
I wanted to throw this out. WWE introduced the Women's Money in the Bank 2017.
Okay.
And there's been 6 women's champions.
There you go. 6 out of 6. We were talking about Shinsuke a moment ago. You know, WrestleMania. The next WrestleMania is in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And as I was listening to Busted Open yesterday, a rapper whose name escapes me at this particular moment has taken Shinsuke's music and remixed it. You still hear the violin and stuff. There you go. And he's added lyrics and stuff to it.
Yeah.
What if, you know, Shinsuke between now and next WrestleMania somehow gets into that main title picture, and now because of this rapper who's from Philadelphia and it's in Philadelphia, out comes Shinsuke to the new mix, and he's in a title match, or he's in a big match at WrestleMania. That's not a bad little. Could that be jumping the shark just a tad for next WrestleMania? I don't know. It was just interesting conversation when you hear that conversation.
Shinsuke can go.
Mm-hmm.
He can go.
Mm-hmm.
All he needs is just a little push.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. As most of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Including Liv Morgan.
And he got to
just
push.
Needs a little push.
And he got to push in the past when he wrestled AJ.
Oh, yeah.
And he turned, won the title with the low blow and all of that. He got that push. He's been in the main event scene before.
Yeah.
But because he's been out of sight, out of mind, I think we forget, about him. And now that he's come back. But again, he's kind of slipping back down. He's not prominent, even though he's in the ladder match. We'll see what happens moving forward. All right. Let's see. Let's move on. Forbidden Door results, just based on time. Guys, I want to ask you just to touch on whatever match or two you guys want to mention from that card last week.
Can I throw something out?
Sure.
I'm going to tell you what.
Okay.
In my opinion, that's one of the best pay-per-views I've ever seen.
Forbidden Door?
Yes. It was freaking awesome. From the first match to the last match. You can pick any of them. And they were all good.
Okay.
And AEW took my money for the pay-per-view.
There you go.
And it was worth it.
Ospreay and Omega, from what I've read, because I did not see it, obviously, being a little busy last Sunday, was like the match. Everybody's still talking about the two of them.
That was epic.
Danielson breaks his forearm and continues the match for another 10 minutes.
Yep.
He's going to be out, 6 weeks or so?
Something like that.
He said 6 to 8 weeks, but the break was a lot worse than they actually thought. So it might be more like 3 months.
Wow, but they're still going to use him in the backstage, for creative and helping. So he's not going to be inactive.
Nope.
But a guy who breaks his forearm and still goes another 10, 15 to whatever it was. God, listen, this guy, you talk about a GOAT, and not just because he had the long hair and the long beard. How can you not put Bryan Danielson's name in the category of potential GOATs when you look at what he's done for multiple companies coming and all of that? I mean, how can he's got to be up there, doesn't he? Top 10 maybe? Do you think top 15?
Of best wrestlers today? He's in top 5.
Well, let's do modern era.
You mean modern era?
Sure, let's do modern
top
era.
5.
Okay.
No doubt. I agree. Top 5.
I agree. I mean, I love watching him. I loved watching him on AEW and WWE.
There comes a point in time. I think WWE made a mistake by letting him go.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I think he brought more to AEW than, in my opinion, than a lot of the fellas that started AEW. I put Danielson with Omega. Okay, that comparison. I think they're both that good.
Okay. To me, Danielson, if we just list the top 5 like that, you put Omega's name in there.
Yeah.
I'd put Danielson ahead of Omega.
No, I'm just saying.
Sure.
I'm just saying
within that top 5.
The
Okay,
5.
gotcha,
Yes.
gotcha,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That'll be a show topic for another day. We talk. Wait, I see something brewing. Wait a minute. Wait, Matt's brewing. Go ahead, Matt. Go.
No matter how good of he is, he still got beat by Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Who's
Acknowledge
that?
your tribal chief.
Who's that?
Bryan Danielson.
Oh,
yes, he did.
Yeah.
That was one of his last. That was one of his last.
That was like his last
matches before he left.
WWE match.
Yeah, and it was a hell of a match too.
And that was the WWE doing the jobber shit.
And Bryan Danielson still lost to the greatest of all time.
In the modern era, yes. Yes, I agree with you. In the modern era.
If Bruno Sammartino was wrestling today, it'd be Roman Reigns' bitch.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what. And
I'm gonna get you going.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm gonna tell you straight out. If there was a match between Bruno and Roman Reigns, you would see Roman Reigns bleed.
From a headlock?
In the match.
From what?
So, there you go.
You really think Bruno Sammartino is going to bear hug fucking Roman Reigns?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're done.
Okay. Any other?
We had our.
I love when they go. I just sit back and watch.
We had our tete-a-tete.
That's 4.
That's 5.
Did I miss one?
See, you can't
I
count,
missed one.
man.
That's 5. Oh my god! All right. Any other match conversation from Forbidden Door you guys want to talk about before we move on to AEW news?
Can I just make one other thing?
Sting needs to calm the fuck down.
Oh, what he did the other night was ridiculous. He's lucky he stood up. Missing that table the other night.
Punk.
Between the dangerous spot he took at Forbidden Door and then doing that the next couple days, I was like, dude, you're almost 70. You need to knock it off.
He needs to go. He's another one that needs to go to pasture.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you something.
Go ahead.
Punk needs to go. Punk needs to go.
Reports had him in the dressing room, in his own dressing room, far on the other side from where everybody else was. Keep him separated. Keep everybody separated.
There's, from what I read, there was people that were wrestling at the show that were in a different building.
That's what I'm saying. They were so separated, far apart from each other that it was crazy.
They were trying to keep him and the Elite as far away from each other as humanly possible.
Crazy.
I'm sorry, it shouldn't be like that.
No, I agree.
If your locker room is that divided, you need to rethink some shit.
That's right. Thank you, brother.
A couple of
you said a mouthful.
We'll stay within AEW here for a moment. The news and notes. Britt Baker was pulled from Dynamite after falling ill, just as Adam Cole did for his Forbidden Door match. Both flu-like symptoms and that sort of thing. Britt Baker's match now against Ruby should be this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be this.
And then have they announced Adam Cole's return? What his next? They haven't said anything.
Not that I'm aware.
They haven't, but he was on Dynamite and wasn't throwing up.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. That's a very good thing.
Must have got over it kind of quickly.
Jungle Boy's heel promo. I could admit I did not see it. I didn't hear it.
His heel promo, or his turn after the match.
I'm just reading what is here on the run sheet. Thoughts on Jungle Boy heel promo?
It was.
Where the hell am I?
Turn it over.
Oh.
Turn the sheet over. There's 2 sides. At the top. That's right.
I didn't even realize this till this morning, but somebody showed a picture of Luke Perry wearing that jacket that he was. So he had his dad's jacket on while he did it. The only thing that was funny to me was when he was I'm banging the hottest bitch in this locker room. Anna Jay is freaking smoking, but
jeez. Are they really together, or is that just? Oh, okay.
No, they are.
Well, I didn't know.
No. After the match, Jungle Boy turned on Hook. Lady Mel.
Hook.
Lady Mel.
He hooked Hook.
Taz, I thought Taz was going to shit his pants because Taz knew nothing about that it was going to happen. Or he knew and played it good on the commentary. But anyway, Jungle Boy got what he wanted, the booze.
Right.
And so now the next question is: does Jungle Boy go back with Luchasaurus?
Which we threw up there last week.
And what's his name? Christian, who needs to go home.
He's sweeping out all that.
But I don't think. I think Hook and Jungle Boy be good. It's going to be a good
feud.
It's going to be a good match, but if Jungle Boy wants to be like a major heel, he needs a mouthpiece. He needs like a Don Callis.
Brandy says that she loved the promo, and that the fact, like you guys said, that he paid tribute to his dad and Brandon Priestley.
Yep.
Thank you, Brandy, for the early birthday wishes. It was appreciated. Yes, nice to see you at BVW last week as well. Keep up the good work, by the way, Brandy. All right.
Hey, I just want to shout out to our boy Chris Bay. He's in Wagga Wagga, New South Wales, Australia, wrestling.
So he's going to see this yesterday.
So shout out to Chris.
I don't know what the time difference is.
I don't know.
A lot.
It's
18 hours ahead.
Oh, so this is tomorrow for him.
Yeah.
This is Monday for him.
So this is yesterday.
Boy, we got to catch up.
And shout out to Will and Ben at Top Rope Collectibles.
Yeah. Real quickly, a couple other notes here. Jake Roberts said in an interview that pro wrestlers will fail if they change their character. Agree or disagree? I don't know what the basis of that comment was, but don't wrestlers change characters like we change socks every day at times?
I would
ask Big Show how many times he went from face to
I
heel.
would think if Jake makes a profound statement like that, he knows what he's talking about. So
I just would love the context and what this is coming from. That's all.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Like I said, on the surface, it's an interesting comment, but I would love to know the context of where and why he made this comment.
Of like changing different gimmicks.
Okay, well.
But tell that to Roman Reigns. He's now more over than he ever has been.
Or Seth Rollins, right? I mean.
Is he really talking about the upper tier guys, or is he talking about the low card and the mid card guys that are
trying
to get up there, and what they thought was working isn't working, and they're changing.
But don't they have that? What he's talking? But over the course of time, doesn't every wrestler change their character at some point to do something fresh?
Yeah, but I think he means like
a total.
If you change it to like first you're like Duke the Dumpster Drosy, and then you turn into Doink the Clown or something to that effect.
Some people just grow their hair.
Because if WWE like,
what are you trying to say?
You know what the hell I'm saying?
Because if like you want
what is he saying? I don't know what he's talking about.
If you want like the fans to get like emotionally invested in you, you gotta keep it consistent and.
But within what timetable, though? Like, if someone comes in today and for whatever the reason, 5 years later, they change their character, is that so bad?
No.
I don't know. If it's every other day, okay, there's no following like you talked about. Because all it boils down to is that the fans have to emotionally be invested in a wrestler.
Yeah.
So, and their character.
There's two things.
Okay.
What's going to put butts in seats and what's going to sell merchandise.
Yep.
And that's what it boils down to.
Sure. And some people, like Seth Rollins, whose character changes a little bit here and there every once in a while, he makes gold every time he does. So listen to his song. I mean, the first 15 minutes of a match when he's announced, nothing happens because everybody's singing his song and he's with it. And I love that. I love that everybody's doing that.
I mean, we have our merchandise on for sale.
Yes, thoughtscananywhere.com. And what's the other one? Tees, wrestling tees.
Pro wrestling tees.
But then I started thinking about it, and I said, we know Zoe, we know Safa, we know Kevin, we know Sean Ricker, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, I haven't bought any of their merch. Oh, Kevin, I have,
But they bought ours.
But but I'm being real here.
Yeah, sure.
And to support them, I like the solo shirt. I asked Liz to buy it for me,
right?
Just to support him.
Sure.
And I'm thinking to myself, we've been fortunate to see those people, and now they are on the main stage.
Sure.
And to know them like we do, it's an honor to see them there. And if you take notice down at NXT right now, there's a fella down there that we saw out here wrestle, Carl Fredericks. Okay? He's at NXT now. He trained New Japan. Okay? And he trained with Rocky Romero, and he trained with Shinsuke Nakamura.
It is cool that in a town like Vegas, we have all of these wrestlers who have roots here. And here's another name, though, that Jay Vidal, here he is on Impact. We see him. Jay Vidal.
Who? Oh.
But he's a guy that's on Impact. So
you mean JAI?
There you go.
Yeah,
JAI.
I know.
Look, I've interviewed Kevin over the years back and back when he was here mostly at FSW,
right?
And then when he was wrestling at Impact. So to have him in suit to talk, and then see him, it's like now obviously you have relationships with him that very few have, but like you said, it's kind of cool to say, I know him, I watched him, I saw this one and everything. So that's what makes it fun about wrestling, because we get emotionally invested in people who are in the profession, locally or otherwise.
And we're fortunate enough not to know him. How do I want to say? We know him as a professional wrestler,
right?
But we also know him as
individuals,
right?
Outside the ring, sure.
And I'm God, I want LA Knight to win so bad today.
On his new shirt.
Huh?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we should. Okay. Yeah.
Can we turn that into a TCA shirt somehow?
But I
TCA,
I look at Zoe, and to know what Zoe's been through in her career,
the backstories and stuff,
to get where she's at now, and to see her getting pushed by Trish Stratus. That's unreal.
Absolutely.
That's unreal. Sorry, I keep.
No, that's good. We got about 9 minutes left. So one other note I want to mention under the AEW, Harley Cameron was signed to a full-time contract, and guess who I saw last Sunday at the Globe Theater for UWW? Harley Cameron. So there she was wrestling with UWW.
She come out with who the hell did she come out with?
Morrison.
Yeah.
Johnny
TV. Johnny TV and QT Marshall.
So it's again, here was somebody that I called a match on Sunday, and here she is 3 or 4 days later.
Really?
Now in AEW, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Impact and Indie Report. FBI North Las Vegas police are still on the hunt for Ryback's stalker Chase.
Huh?
Didn't even know that he still had a stalker out there.
That's crazy. I was like watching his lives, and this guy keeps calling in the thing saying he's going to kill his family and he's hunting after these people and say he's going to do something to his dogs. And I guess he's got federal charges waiting to catch this guy.
Yeah, well, stalking is a little illegal. That's for darn sure.
Unfreaking bullet. Well,
do we want to do the second bullet there under Impact and Indie? Do you want to bring that one up?
Nah.
Okay.
Give your thoughts on UWW, because I was looking for results. I still can't
They're not posted. They're not. But I can tell you that the replay is up for I think $4 or something. You can go to WWDBTV.com or UltimateWomenOfWrestling.tv. Something, but you can go to the events page. Let me just say it this way: sold out Globe Theater in LA. It was sold out. 400 people, I think, is what they had seats there for.
Okay.
Lady Tapa and Kylan King was your main event between the two of them. We've seen Lady Tapa in person.
Was it a slobber knocker?
It was a heavy duty. And I think I even used that word early on at the beginning of the match with Melina. Because let me tell you, we've seen Lady Tapa dominate, right?
Yeah.
That's my girl.
However, she was being dominated by Kylan because she was being suplexed off the top rope. And body slamming Lady Tapa the whole Lady Tapa. The pad came off the top turnbuckle in the previous match, so they didn't tie it back on. And about a minute or two into the match, Tapa went into that piece of metal, and instantly a golf ball-sized knot came up on her forehead. that after the match, she was being checked out for a concussion. She did retain via DQ. But overall, it was a tremendous night. Great wrestlers. Unfortunately, I got to meet Rampage Jackson, the new CEO of UWW. He went into the ring to open things up in order to, let everybody know he's there. He's not taking BS from anybody. Now, that started off because Tessa Blanchard had been advertised on the card. Something happened. I don't know. He didn't go into it in the ring, but Tessa did not appear. She was supposed to wrestle Ashley D'Amboise, the creme de la creme, as she likes to use. And by the way, hopefully Ashley will be coming out with us in a couple of weeks. I don't even remember who Ashley wrestled, to be honest with you, but I know she won. That I do remember. It was very good. It was really a good show. I got to meet Michael Jackson Jr., the son. Nice. Remember the news where Michael's holding a baby over the balcony? I met the baby. He ain't no baby anymore. Was introduced to him briefly, but it was a great experience and exposure. They sold out, which was a tremendous effort at the Globe Theater.
Did Miranda win the Nevada State title?
Yes, she did. She did beat. And let me tell you,
Danny beat, didn't she?
Yeah. Danny B was a title holder. Yeah. I did not realize this, but it was a no DQ match. Garbage cans, baking, the whole thing. It was a brutal match. I don't know how Danny B was walking later on that night after, we were all done, but it was a great match. And yes, Alizé did win that. The Renegade Twins retained.
My favorite tag team.
Katie Forbes and Jordan Blue had a
twerking contest.
Had a stink face contest as well. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who wants to go back and watch it.
No.
But the crowd really enjoyed those segments.
It was awesome.
That's right. Yeah. But be on the lookout. There's some great news with UWW. There's talks of maybe coming to San Antonio, maybe going to Philly. Who knows? Just
the 2300 arena, maybe.
UWWFed.com.
Maybe. I know if you guys bring me next time, you guys will have all the stuff you need.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll bring the bell and all that.
That's
shit.
Right.
we can handle it.
Absolutely. I did make mention of that.
Duh.
All right, let's go into some pop culture. A couple of things.
I'm going to finish eating my cake.
Go for it. Our Stanley Cup champs, the Golden Knights, they just re-signed Aiden Hill, the goalie, to an extension. They just re-signed, what's his name, Barbershop, whatever his name is.
Barbershop.
Pacioretty's name is out there, whether he may re-sign or he's out there with a couple other clubs. But yesterday, one of the original five, Riley.
6.
Was 6? They advertised 5 during the Stanley Cup, I thought.
6.
Riley Smith signed on, was traded to the Penguins. So are we seeing a little bit, and I saw it in our chat room conversation with Scott, are we seeing a little bit of the Florida Marlin dismantle a little bit, or is this all economics for the Knights? Because again, with the people they have a very tight, payroll right now.
Salary cap thing. I don't think it's anything like beyond that.
Okay.
I said to Scott, I said, what the hell you talk about the Florida Marlins, man? Oakland A's, LOL.
Which, by the way, are Yankees. Perfect game this week against the Oakland A's, 11-0. Herman pitched that.
And you know what? He was a free agent in my fantasy league.
Who was Herman?
Uh-huh.
Did you take him?
No.
Oh, no.
He's still a free agent.
That's the one thing about throwing perfect games or no hitters. If you ever look at the pitchers over history, their next start or two are horrendous. Although we only threw 96 pitches, which is not a lot of pitches for a 9-inning game.
You know whose baseball I got signed?
Who's that?
Bob Feller.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I got Feller.
Who's Bob Feller? Got your back. I got your back for the whole show.
I must have had a good look on my face.
I got him. That was my birthday present, was seeing your face.
Who's Bob Feller? Bob Feller is one of the few people that's thrown in.
Yeah, 24 in history. No, perfect game, though. Right?
And threw it in the World Series.
Yeah, Don Larson also had another perfect game. 3 Yankees. So now, let's see. It was David Cohn. What the hell's his name?
Lefty.
David Wells.
Yep.
And now Herman, right?
Yep.
So out of 24, 3 of them are with the Yankees.
Yes.
That's not bad. And over the
I
course
have a David Wells and David Cohn autograph.
Do you really? Oh, that's cool. That's some good. Listen,
when I had brain surgery as a kid, one of my grandma's friends was like best friend with George Steinbrenner, and the Yankees would just send me stuff constantly.
Excellent. Wow,
cool.
That's
cool.
I have Rod Carew's baseball and what's his name? Frank Viola.
When
I threw out the first pitch at the Cashman Field years ago.
Beanie Baby that was put out when Wells threw the
Oh, yeah.
no-hitter? I've got it.
You got that one too?
And I got
signed? They signed his butt?
And I got cones.
Dude.
When he was, or not cones, shit.
Because David Cohn went from the Royals to the Mets.
No, not Cohn.
And the Yankees.
Not Cohn.
No, that's all right. I'm just, these guys.
He used to pitch for Kansas City. Saberhagen.
Oh, Brett Saberhagen. Wow, there's a name. Did you see Aroldis Chapman got traded from the Royals to the Rangers yesterday?
Yeah.
Guy's got like a 2.3 ERA. All of a sudden, he's found his fastball again. God damn it, we could use him. Anyway, all right, let's start wrapping up. July 4th is this week, Tuesday. Please be safe out there. Any particular plans for the holiday? I know you're probably working on the 4th.
I'm working, but it's going to be like 115 next week, so stay hydrated.
Be safe.
I've had to call way too many ambulances this week of people that just fall out.
I was going to ask you how many fall out.
The amount of people that drink alcohol and don't drink water thinking they're fine, and they all of a sudden just lose consciousness and can't figure out where they are.
Or they forget water and it's too
Yeah, stay hydrated, folks.
It's a thing, and for the couple people out there, enjoy your last weekend with 10 fingers. Count them all, put your gloves on, wear your rings.
We call that the Jason.
Look at them a little extra longer because they're about to be gone.
That's the Jason Pierre-Paul effect there. My God. All right. So you're working. What are you doing for the holiday?
Staying out of the heat.
There you go. Absolutely. Not me.
I'm too old.
I'm jumping into the frying pan because next Friday I leave for Havasu, which runs about 5 to 10 degrees hotter than here.
Are you going to camera in?
No, sir. Because at the time of the show, I will be on a pontoon in the middle of Lake Havasu.
Well,
and there's no internet connection.
You could do it.
There's no internet connection on the boat. Besides, my wife would throw me overboard if I did that on the pontoon with my computer.
What the hell do you schedule it for the time of your show?
I didn't schedule.
Who did?
My wife did.
Do we have to talk to her about this
I dare you to call her and tell her to change it. I dare you. I double dog dare to call my wife and tell her to change the time of the pontoon. Go ahead.
I'll put money on that.
So what? It not changing, right?
Phone number?
702-555-1212.
Yeah, Chief will
you really want to call her?
His wife again.
I'll call her right on the air.
All right. Hold on. I'm obviously not going to say no. I'm going to write down my number for her. Actually, if you look at the pen, it's there. That's my number, actually.
You call these bluff.
I know.
Finally.
Listen, John knows my wife. That ain't shit going to happen. Last year I sat out on the balcony for 2 hours in the middle of 100-degree heat. Remember that last year? Oh, my God. And the balcony furniture there is freaking metal. So I was sitting on metal. I had towels. I had everything on me.
So are you going to get Enzo to come in next week?
Listen, I'm trying. No, it won't be next week because he's not available. I'm trying to see when he's available. I emailed him. Give me availability. If I hear from him, we'll set it up.
Is Scott still in?
He has not responded.
Anybody else catch that he said he emailed him at the beginning of the show and hasn't got an email back, but he's magically not available next week?
No, you want to see?
Well, Aaron's not. Well, it makes sense not to do it while you're not here.
Well, of course. I said to him anytime from July 15th forward.
What a bunch
stupid.
What a bunch of BS.
Anyway, with that, any plans besides staying in? You're good. John, any plans for the holiday for you?
Oh, yeah.
Moving into a new house, maybe?
No, I'm leaving all that shit out there to the amateurs.
I might swim in the pool.
There you go. Stay hydrated. Be safe.
Oh, you know I will.
All right. With that, everybody, we want to wish you all a safe and happy July 4th holiday. Please be safe, be smart, stay hydrated. Whatever it is, enjoy your family time, enjoy your hot dogs and hamburgers. We want to see you all back here watching us next weekend. Again, be kind to everybody. Why is that?
2 of the 3 of us.
Or you want to post a picture of me over here? We'll put a little picture.
Hell no.
Yeah, I will be on vacation. I'll be back in the studio on the 15th. If I get a few minutes, maybe I'll dial if I'm not too far from my place. It's at 10 o'clock. I can remember.
We're going to block you.
Okay, that's fine. I'll be back on the 15th, whether they like it or not. So with that, have a great week. Be kind to everybody. Why is that? We are all we have at the top of the hour. Mike Powell, part 2, author of Escaping the Kill Zones, coming back in. Going to talk about some mobsters. Thank you for watching. Have a great week.
Even more
everybody.
important, happy birthday Wednesday.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Thoughts count anyway. What?
It's Wednesday's birthday?
That's this Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh, you mean it's his birthday?
July the 5th.
Everybody,
I thought you meant Wednesday.
Forget this July 4th celebration. They really start celebrating my birthday early.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.